Where do the internet's creepiest videos actually come from? Today, we're tracing 6 of them back to the source, and the last one is still officially unsolved. Number 1. The goat on the swing. If you've spent any time online, you've probably run into this clip. A goat standing in a field in the middle of the night, completely stiff and completely upright. Nothing happens, and somehow that makes it worse. The video blew up on TikTok around 2020, and with it came the rumors. The most popular one, a rancher spotted a figure sitting on his backyard swing set, walked out to see who it was, and realized it wasn't a person, it was a goat. And instead of running, he did what any of us would do. He pulled out his phone. Later, a second story appeared. Campers deep in the woods, stumbling onto the same stiff standing goat. Different setting, same nightmare. Here's the truth. It's not a real goat. It's a sculpture by a London artist named Adele Morse. And if that name sounds familiar, she's the taxidermist behind the stone fox meme. The goat was posted back in 2018, 2 years before it went viral, as part of an art exhibition. That's her whole thing. Hyper-realistic animal sculptures that look just wrong enough to break the internet. Case closed. Number 2. Dolphin Man. You may have seen this one under the name Dolphin Muzzle. A man wearing what's supposed to be a dolphin costume, though it looks like anything but. It's been floating around for years, spawning darker and darker rumors. One post claimed the man in the suit was mentally ill and filmed himself hurting himself before taking his own life. There's even footage of the Dolphin Man stalking through someone's house at night while the family films in terror. All of it is nonsense. That house footage belongs to Life of Luxury, a YouTube channel that stages paranormal content for entertainment. It has no connection to the original. The oldest version traces back to a small channel, posted around 2007, and if you scroll down to the description, the mystery collapses. It reads roughly, "This is our latex dolphin muzzle prosthetic, cast in snow slush." Below that, a link to a store, where you can buy it. That's right, the channel belongs to someone who makes and sells animal prosthetics. The whole account is full of them. Different animals, same unsettling energy. Honestly, who's buying these? No idea, but it's a business, not a haunting. One loose end. Why was the video silent? Years later, the creator answered that himself. He was using an old digital camera. The video quality was bad, and the audio was worse, so he just muted his uploads. That low-resolution graininess is what made everything feel so creepy in the first place. And in 2022, someone actually surfaced a fragment with the original audio intact. It's exactly as mundane as you'd expect. Number 3. Project Abigail. This one's a classic. The story goes like this. During World War II, the Nazis were giving their soldiers a substance called Pervitin, an early form of methamphetamine, to keep them awake, aggressive, and fighting longer. That part, by the way, is completely true. Look it up. But according to the legend, the United States decided to answer and went further than any drug. Deep inside Area 51, a commander named Albert Wester allegedly volunteered his own daughter, Abigail, for a program of body and metabolic modification. The goal? A super soldier. What they got instead was a monster. Hostile, consuming huge amounts of raw meat, barely human. The scientists locked her away in a secure wing of the facility, and her father, unable to live with what he'd created, ended his own life. Some versions go further. Abigail escaped, and she's still out there, wandering the woods of America. People claim sightings to this day. So what's real? Nothing. The famous photo of the creature is a Halloween decoration, a mass-produced prop. Once you see the product listing with normal lighting, it's honestly kind of goofy. The photos of Abigail and her father are just images pulled from unrelated sources and stitched into the story. And the footage of Abigail crawling around a room? That connects to a different legend you've probably heard of, the Russian sleep experiment. Same premise, different country. Soviet scientists supposedly kept 5 prisoners awake for 30 days using an experimental gas, promising them freedom if they made it. They didn't. By the end, the subjects had lost their minds entirely and turned on each other. The Russian sleep experiments is one of the most famous creepypastas ever written. It's fiction. Yes, extreme sleep deprivation genuinely breaks the human mind, but not like that. The Abigail footage is just a fan recreation made after the story went viral. A legend feeding a legend. Number 4. The bear in the hallway. This one is weird in every possible way. A man sprints down an endless yellowish corridor chased by a giant cartoon bear costume. The hallway looks exactly like the back rooms. The bear looks like a knockoff Freddy Fazbear, so naturally, the internet lost its mind. Some claimed it was a 3D animation made in Blender. Others claimed, with a straight face, that it was real footage from inside the back rooms. The actual origin? A TikTok from early 2021 posted by a Russian fitness influencer, a guy who normally uploads workout motivation and yoga content. He was just messing around with a friend who owned the costume. That's it. That's the whole story. No portal to another dimension. Just two guys and a very cursed bear suit. Number 5. Cryptid Dance. Years ago, a video started circulating under this name. A computer-generated face, cycling through expressions, smiling, grimacing, staring. And instead of looking human, it lands squarely in the uncanny valley. After a lot of digging and debate, the internet reached a consensus. This appears to be an early CGI facial animation test from the mid-1970s, the stone age of computer graphics. Nobody knows exactly what project it was made for, or who commissioned it. It just exists. A digital ghost from the earliest days of computer animation, unearthed decades later. Sometimes the internet doesn't hide the origin. Sometimes the origin was simply never written down. And that brings us to number 6, the one that's never been fully solved, Blank Room Soup. The footage: a man sits in a featureless white room, sobbing, forced to eat from a bowl of something. Behind him stand two figures in mascot costumes with enormous heads and dead black eyes. As he cries, they gently stroke his shoulders, as if comforting him. It does not feel comforting. The video was uploaded in late 2005 under the title Freaky Soup Guy by a channel called Renaissance Men. To put that in perspective, this is early YouTube. No monetization, no algorithm, barely any users. Nobody was chasing virality, which makes the upload even stranger. Now, the costumes. They match exactly characters called the Ray Rays, created by Raymond S. Percy. And Percy is not some random internet weirdo. He's an animator and director who has worked on The Simpsons and later at Disney. The Ray Rays were characters from his musical theater project. Percy claimed the costumes had been stolen after a performance and that the disturbing video appeared shortly afterward. But later, internet users discovered connections between the Ray Rays, Percy's sister, and the experimental band Stolen Babies, making it likely that the video was actually an art project or early viral promotion. Still, nobody involved has ever officially confirmed the truth. So, after all these years, Blank Room Soup remains technically unsolved. Those were the origins of 6 of the internet's strangest videos. Leave another disturbing clip in the comments and subscribe for more.